We're in the middle of a World Series, but you really wouldn't know it around here. While occasionally you may find a Royals or a Mets fan in the area, for most of us, the game ended a long time ago. Early this morning, I asked Siri. Those of you who have an iPhone know you can ask Siri almost anything. And I said, what was the score of the World Series game last night? And Siri said, there was no game last night. Not even Siri cares. But she corrected herself in the afternoon. But if you lived around Kansas City or in the New York area, fans are cheering on their respective teams. Fans do play a part in sports. Their enthusiasm, their interest, and support makes a difference. We talk about a home field advantage. Well, I wouldn't want to push the image too far. Today's Feast of All Saints reminds us that we who are still playing the game of life have a set of fans urging us on. They have already fought the good fight and won the race, and they hope that we can succeed as well. Some of the fans you know. Perhaps they're your parents or your children, your brothers, sisters, spouse. Others who are cheering us on who are not related to us by blood or marriage, but are our brothers and sisters in the Lord. If you ever have the chance to visit the Cathedral of Our Lady of the Angels in Los Angeles, you'll see some magnificent tapestries lining the walls, designed and executed by the artist, John Neva. And if you go on the website, you can see much more information and some pictures. In the tapestries, you see some familiar saints whose name appears above them. But interspersed among the famous are unnamed figures, men and women, girls and boys. They represent those saints whose feast is tomorrow. And the message of those tapestries is the message of this feast day. These unknown saints are just as worthy as the ones who are known. They look like us. They look like people we might pass on the street. While all of us are unique, we also share a great deal in common with others. In the stands, urging us on are people who struggle as we do. I like to think that there are some parish priests praying for me to be faithful to the call that I have received. There are white and blue-collared workers. There are those who lived through periods of unemployment. There are divorced people, happily married people. There are people who struggle every day like you and me to hear God's word and do the best that we can to live it. Today reminds us that we really are never alone. There are supporters in heaven who want nothing else but for us to succeed in the life of faith. When we find ourselves struggling, we can always pray to St. Jude, the patron of the impossible, whose feast we celebrated this past Wednesday. But we can also pray for the intercession of good and decent folks we have known who have gone before us. Today we honor all the saints for their victory over sin and death and ask their intercession as we continue to do the best that we can to do the same. Our fans, the saints, are urging us on to victory.